Gas prices are starting to rise again, and the Biden propaganda machine is getting back to their old ways to deflect the blame. Drivers are feeling the pain at the pump, and experts warn it's going to get a whole lot worse. Joe Biden loved taking credit when the prices were falling, but now the White House is passing the buck and blaming Vladimir Putin.
You've said the president was responsible for gas prices coming down. Is the president responsible for gas prices going up?
So it's a lot more nuance than that, right? There have been global challenges that we all have dealt with. There's been pandemic and there's been Putin's war. And Putin's war has increased gas prices at the pump.
And now President Biden is looking like a total fool. Remember 3 months ago, he was sucking up to the Saudis and fist-bumping his way through the Middle East, begging them for more oil. Well, the OPEC oil cartel decided this morning to cut production by 2 million barrels a day. So now Biden is going to release more oil from our depleted strategic reserves. All right, so, Jesse, that just came out this afternoon that the president is going to release some oil from our reserves after he released, I guess it was 180 million barrels not that long ago. How much is going to be left in our strategic petroleum reserve?
It's going to be bone dry. He's a reckless, economic illiterate, and he's going to cause a lot of pain to the American people because we're going to need those reserves full at some point, and before then, we're going to have to buy back and restock at about $100 a barrel. And what do you think that's going to do to the world price of oil? He doesn't understand it's set by the world. He thinks Fred that owns the gas station at the corner sets the price of oil. If you're not going to unleash American energy, you have to butter up the Saudis. And so far, he's cozied up to their biggest enemy, the Iranians. He doesn't even send them any arms packages like most presidents do. He called the Crown Prince a killer and tried to ostracize him. And he's always talking about the Green New Deal, the Green New Deal. You need a little more finesse when everybody's getting slammed at the pump. The guy, he's already dealing with crime. He's already dealing with immigration. He's already dealing with inflation. And now you're seeing the rising gas prices. This is going to guarantee a Republican Senate.
Jessica, isn't it time for the president to recognize that we need to be energy independent so he doesn't have to be on his knees to a guy that he thinks is a murderer and to the Venezuelans that he had a problem with I mean, why are we on bended knee when we were energy independent?
So we still are technically energy independent, depending on what definition you use. So there are two ways to look at this. So if you mean that we don't import any oil, if that's your definition, that hasn't happened since the 1940s. If your definition is that we export more than we import, that started in 2019 under Donald Trump and has continued under President Joe Biden. So pick or choose which one it is. We still are that.
Well, we're exporting the stuff from the stockpile.
I understand that, and it's not, well, don't say yeah like that. There are a lot of false arguments flying around using these terms energy independent, or people like Dan Crenshaw and Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, getting on there saying, oh, if Keystone had gone through, we wouldn't be in this mess. But that's not true. The Trump State Department itself said it would have a minimal impact on how much gas that we have because it's dependent on global markets, which is the point that Karine Jean-Pierre is trying to make about this. Everybody is suffering from these problems. And yes, he did go there and he tried to get the Saudis to back off of this. And it's embarrassing that they then moved ahead and made this cut. But flying around saying, oh, energy independent, blah, 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 without actually explaining what you're talking about is a false argument.
All right, Greg, we paid $2 for gas when Trump was president. We paid as much as $6 now in California. I don't care what your definition of anything is at this point. All I know is it's more now. Why is that?
Well, I'm no economist, Judge, but I will say this probably wouldn't have happened under Trump. And I know that sounds extremely stereotypical, but the fact is, this is a terrible deal. I mean, Joe went there with this, on his knees, and they just screwed him. And I just don't see that happening with, actually, I would broaden and say I don't see it happening with Trump or anybody else. It just so happened that it happened with Biden. So that's kind of strange. I don't think anybody cares about it being labeled Putin's price hike. I don't think when you're at the pump, you're going, damn that, Vlad. No, they realize that there has been an ideology afoot. Regardless of the reality now, there was an ideology that stated that this would be good for us. if we got off oil. So that's why you're okay to be suspicious about whether or not this administration is actually trying that hard to solve this problem, when in fact they see the problem as a solution. And before anybody when they talk about gas prices going up, it's still not as expensive as an electric car. It's still not even as expensive as the electricity for the electric car. And I got to say, 00 Pete was very good. That's what I call him now. Our own Pete.
Peter Doocy.
Yeah, 00 Pete. You got to notice with JP that whenever she begins a sentence with so,
yeah,
that means everything to the right of so is not true.
Yes.
Because it's like so is basically what it does is it redefines the answer into a different kind of, I don't know, word salad. So she went so, and then she goes like this.
That's her tell.
That's her tell.
Yeah. But, look, Dana, you were in that position that Karine Jean-Pierre is in right now. I mean, when 00 Pete says, Biden takes credit for prices going down, why not going up? And so she says, so it's more nuanced than that. I mean, how come she doesn't answer the question? Only 5% of Americans.
The facts are a bad answer, right? So it's like even with the stock market. If a president goes around saying, look at me, my good, look at this stock market. And then when it's down, they're like, wow, I have nothing to do with that. And that's just not believable for the American people. And that feels really just like politics, and it's bad. The other thing that this administration doesn't admit is that because of their work with the Iranians and the release of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, both of those things have pushed the Saudis closer to Russia and China. And so that policy is playing out while they're also refusing to, when Trump was in office, he had this deal. He said, we could refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve at $24 a barrel. We should take that deal. Are you with me? And Chuck Schumer was like, heck no, we're not. We are not for that. We are not going to do anything. So now we're looking at $100 a barrel. Yep. It's supposed to be our emergency reserves, and they're releasing it today and saying, here's how we're going to help you to get through the midterms. Yeah. We're going to release 10 billion more barrels. It's not working, and the American people will have to pay for it.
Great point. All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.